There is an interesting idol worshipped in the Shaivism tradition in Hinduism where Shiva is worshipped as the supreme being. The lingam or Shiva Linga is a short cylindrical pillar-like symbol of Shiva. It is often represented with a disc-shaped platform, the yoni, its feminine counterpart. The lingam is an emblem of regenerative and destructive power while rooted in the representations of the male sexual organ.
The word lingam in Sanskrit means symbol and not male sexual organ.
Now, while it is true that sign or symbol are one of the meanings of this word in Sanskrit, it has many other meanings, including male organ or phallus. And what do you think this symbol is of? The male organ, symbolizing the divine eternal process of creation and regeneration, and the union of the feminine and masculine that recreates all of existence. So it's a representation of Shiva. Let's look at the origin story of the lingam in the Shiva Purana. Now, before we proceed, Hindus tried their best to explain away the obvious by appealing to the corruption of the Puranas when talking about this story, which is funny because usually corruption is an accusation you use to attack someone else's sacred scriptures, but they use it to dismiss the Puranas, kind of like Muslims do with troubling authentic hadiths, but I've yet to see evidence for this being corrupted, so let's get into the story. In the meantime, Shiva himself, assuming a very hideous form, came there in order to test their devotion. He was very brilliant but stark naked. He had smeared ashes all over his body as the sole ornament. Standing there and holding his penis, he began to show all sorts of vicious tricks. The wives of the sages were extremely frightened at this sight. The other women, excited and surprised, approached the Lord. The sages, deluded by Shiva's Maya and plunged in grief, began to say, "Who is this? Who is this?" When the naked sage did not reply, the great sages told that terrible Purusha, "You are acting pervertedly. This violates the Vedic path. Hence, let your penis fall on the ground." When they said thus, the penis of that Avadhuta, who was Shiva of wonderful form, fell down instantly. That penis burned everything in front. Wherever it went, it began to burn everything there. It went to Patala, it went to heaven, it went all over the earth. It never remained steady anywhere. So Brahma says to them, "O Brahmins, you thought wise to do such despicable things. Then why complain against the ignorant who act likewise? Who can wish for happiness after offending and antagonizing Shiva thus? As long as the penis does not become stationary, there cannot be anything good in the three worlds. Let the gods propitiate goddess Parvati and pray. If she can assume the form of the vaginal passage, that penis will become steady." Shiva says, "If my penis is supported in a vaginal passage, there will be happiness. Except Parvati, no other woman can hold my penis. Held by her, my penis will immediately become quiet." After propitiating Parvati and the bull-mannered Lord and performing the rites mentioned before, the excellent penis became static. That phallus was held by her in that form. Then, when the phallus was stabilized, there was welfare throughout the worlds. O Brahmins, that phallus became famous in the three worlds. And that is the origin story of the Shiva Linga, an aniconic representation of the Hindu god Shiva.